Oh, honey. When your favorite niece and your 13-year-old daughter is raped by your alcoholic brother or the next door neighbor, and she tries to abort that baby inside of her from a rape, you're going to regret that.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you this. What about what they've said in terms of black, particularly black men and Latinos, supported him more than they have in the past? Why do you think that is? And what do you have to say to black men and Latinos who were not in favor of supporting Kamala Harris?
Oh, honey. Oh, honey. When your favorite niece and your 13-year-old daughter is raped by your alcoholic brother or the next door neighbor, and she tries to abort that baby inside of her from a rape, you're going to regret that.
Stephen A. asked a question about why a lot of black and Hispanic people, men, are, I believe he specified men, voted for Trump. And her response is, when your daughter and your niece, your favorite niece, is raped by the uncle or raped by, I forget who she said, somebody in the family, I believe, and they can't have an abortion, or they want to have an abortion. Do y'all, does this come across? Is it me? Or does this just sound crazy? Like, is that really the abortion argument? Like, first off, Stephen A. didn't even ask about abortions. But that's the first thing that is brought up by her. And where she goes with it is the, I don't know, less than 1% of the abortions that are occurring. That's what you lead with. And this is why it reminds me of so I met with my big bro Bruce this weekend, and he did a think tank, I believe, in Nantucket, the Nantucket Project or something like that. And he was doing this think tank, and he was saying how the issue was Israel-Palestine. And his takeaway, I was like, what was your takeaway? Did you think that they could, find some type of resolution, or, what? Like, what was the overall feeling? And he said that because the groups of people that he was meeting with would not budge on their stances, he doesn't think that they would ever find some type of resolution. In my opinion, this is why, when it comes to the abortions, that there may be some Republicans that, now, I'm not going to say that need to budge on it. I'm not saying that at all. You go with what you feel like. A lot of it may be your religion. A lot of it may be other things. But I think that if there was some type of, but this is the problem, it's a slippery slope, because even as I'm thinking about it. So this is what I was going to say. I was going to say that if the conservatives were more so open to saying, like, okay, hey, this is a 1% of the population type of thing. If something like this occurs, would a woman be able to go through this process? That still may violate your beliefs. That still may violate your religions, yours, but this is for somebody else. Cool. In my opinion, if there were certain exceptions made in that area, what would people like Jenifer Lewis be saying? They couldn't say anything. Now, I don't think that you should do something just so you could shut somebody up, because this is what's going to end up also happening that people may not be considering. If you only open up, and in my opinion, if you only allow abortions that occur because of rape, then my fear as a man, just being honest with y'all, and I mean, I think I would have this same fear overall, but it's super relevant, is that when a woman does not want to have a baby and that she wants to have an abortion by any means, to me, there's going to be, I would my bet would be that the amount of people that are reporting rapes would go up. Now, whether that's legit, I don't know. But to me, that would be a fear of a slippery slope, if I'm just being honest with y'all. But let's keep going.
They want to keep women in their place. It's so disgusting. I can't even put words to them voting for her. They didn't vote for her, didn't vote because she was a woman. They didn't care that she was smart and powerful, educated, beautiful, kind, joyful, fearless. She would have taken care of this country. She would have protected the people. She would have surrounded herself with great minds. But keeping women in their place was more important to them.
Keeping women in their place. Keeping women in their place. So for all the black men and Latino men, you voted for Trump because you wanted to keep women in your place. We voted for Trump because we wanted to keep women in our place.
And black men, that was just shocking because, honey, he's going to give the military and the police permission to shoot you in your back, and there will be no immunity. So, baby, y'all done fucked up. You took every right from your children. Once again, there will be no social.
We took every right from our children. Stephen A., why didn't you ask her which rights did we take from the children? Which rights did we take from the children? And this is, let's keep going. Let's keep going because I got a point that I want to make, but I want to make it. I think she talks about it.
Security and pensions and rights. This thing has said you will never have to vote again. He's going to be in charge of the military. We have fucked up. End of story.
You don't think it was a simple situation of looking at the economy, looking at inflation, looking at crime and saying, providing and protect. And as men, that's what we want. And as a result of that, I mean, I voted for her. I wasn't voting for him. But speaking to men who felt differently, they didn't think about Roe v. Wade. They didn't think about stuff. They thought about the economy, money in their pockets, and safety in the streets.
Listen,
it couldn't have been as simple as that.
First of all, do you see women breaking in people's houses? Do you see women shooting each other in the streets? No. They voted because they voted for Trump because, I hate saying his name. They voted for him because they hate themselves.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, yo. I'm going to be honest. I'm tired of black women not calling black women like her out. I'm tired of white women not calling black women like her out. I'm tired of women not calling women like her out. I'm tired of Stephen A. and men not calling women like her out. They voted for Trump because they hate themselves. That's what she's jumping on here, standing on. And this is the reason. Well, let me ask y'all a question. Black people may be the only group, or to this extent that we do it, that vote in a monolith. We just vote Democrat. To the point where we do it so much where if it changes a percentage or two here and there, people will look at it like the nerve of y'all not voting Democrat like everybody else does, even though 80% still did, or whatever the percentage was. So you have the only group of people that is voting as a monolith for the Democrats. This is also the group of people that has the largest percentage of single parent households. This is also the group of people that has the largest percentage of single parent households that are ran by women. So let me ask y'all ladies this question. If men who are raised by women do not believe that a woman, based on everything that she's saying, do not believe that a woman, if they're voting against a woman because they don't believe that a woman should be in a leadership position, wouldn't that make you do some like an internal dive, kind of look inward a bit? You got all these young men growing up with mothers running the households, right? Mothers being the leaders. But now you're accusing black men who decide not to vote for the Democrats, who decide not to vote for Kamala Harris, somebody who y'all believe is apparently black, conveniently black at best. Now y'all saying that these black men hate themselves, and you're criticizing the black men and saying that they don't believe this was just to keep the women down. Maybe they just don't believe in the women leadership because of a lot of the way their households have been led. Am I not supposed to say that? Am I not allowed to say that? I'm just saying I'm not saying that this is true. I didn't grow up in that type of household. I'm not saying that it's true, but it's just something that I always think about. I always think about if you're complaining about black men not wanting to vote for a woman in leadership, but we're the largest population that grows up with women in those leadership positions, then I don't know. Something in me would say, let me actually process this a little bit. Let me think about it a little bit. Do y'all have those same thoughts? I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering if y'all have those same thoughts. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
And they see this thing as powerful, that he's going to move mountains for them and make them rich. And unfortunately, black men, they want a man. They were saying, I'm voting for the man. Well, we're going to see about that. And don't think we're all not at fault. All of us. Yeah. We went to our jobs and came home and sat on the sofa and watched movies of destruction. Superman, Batman, the end of this, Armageddon. Well, all of that social consciousness has brought us here. So now, like I said, Lex Luthor is finally in the fucking White House. What are you going to do about it?
So let me transition back to you from this perspective.
Let me hear what he asked.
Because despite,
because we're done with this,
whatever it is that you feel, and you've articulated it quite eloquently, I might add, in the end, you're saying there's always a silver lining in life, and you got to take care of yourself. And I bring that up because you were
Stephen A. corny for this. He's been corny. But Stephen A. is corny for this, man. Like, he's trying to. Yo, some black men are so scared to call out black women. It is insane. Like, some black men are so scared to call out black women. It's insane. Like, if I was Stephen, I'd be like, yo, like, nah. Like, I would have said in a respectful way, because you're on my show, you know, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but nah, you're bugging. I got to push back on this. I'm a black man, and even though I voted for Kamala, I don't think that all the black men that I know that voted for Trump are voting it for the reasons that you're saying. But Stephen A. is too scared to even say that stuff. Stephen A. It's like, yeah, when you care about what people think about you, when you really care so much about, when you prioritize how people care about you over how you being honest with yourself and you have an integrity. To me, that's where we get the Stephen A's. That's where we get these conversations where clearly Stephen A. is just allowing her to just like say all this BS. He doesn't believe that. He doesn't believe that. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I got a cool Elon video for y'all that I wanted y'all to see. Let's take a look at this. Ew, it's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.